This team's a wagon, dude.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the past 3 weeks, of the ass beatings that they've been handing out to people has been fantastic to watch. They were on a 56-0 run over a 6-quarter run, actually. It was unbelievable. After that first week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Buffalo Bills went on this demolition run, and I loved it. I didn't know how. When none of us, did they just flip a switch and say, hey, we're going to fucking kill everybody? Is that what they did? Is that why the Packers have come back and won as well? But it seems like the Bills have done it in much more dominant fashion, so much so it is going down the record books for their point margin, even though they lost their first games. Yeah. Okay, they lost. I would assume that all these other teams did not lose a game in their first 5 games since 2000. Highest point differential through their first 5 games since 2K. The Pats in 2019, 121. Did you guys start off 5-0? Do you know?
Yeah, 8-0.
Okay, Bears 2006 plus 120. Pats 2007 plus 117.
Yes, 18-0.
Okay, 2021 Bills plus 108. 2015 Cards plus 100. That is with a loss. So and it wasn't great, the loss.
No, bad.
It was a bad loss. So what the Bills have been able to do to teams via CBS Sports, by the way, shout out to CBS Sports stats people, analytic people.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. The guy's down in the dumps over there. Forgot he has a friend over there doing that thing. But the Bills have just been dominant and fun to watch. And the team that we thought we were going to see show out in front of Bills Mafia week 1. And I think the fascinating thing about that week 1 game, not only did Dawson Knox, old Knoxy hit Tutter, anytime touchdown scorer, alongside Emmanuel Sanders for me to hit a parlay. The thing he touched on is maybe that first week woke us up a little bit. You know, reminded us that we can be beat, brought us back down to earth all off season, a lot of dancing, good vibes, good feelings for the Buffalo Bills. That one brought us back down to earth. And they just went and beat the shit out of the Chiefs in Kansas City. Now, they had to do it with an hour and 10-minute delay as well.
Damn.
In the smallest locker room in the NFL, away locker room, Kansas City Chiefs. It is a tiny locker. We're talking sharing lockers. OGs are sharing lockers. We're talking stacked on top of each other. I think they only got 2 toilets, to be honest.
Come on.
I'm not 100% sure if there's more than 2 toilets. There might be 3, but I think it potentially even has like the open door on one of them.
Sure.
Love that.
I'm not sure. It's a tiny place is incredible. Okay, the fan base is electrifying. The team obviously been around a long time, a lot of history. That away locker room is terrible. Now, I don't know about the peanut butter and jellies, who makes those. I think the Bills actually have to make them for their own guys. So I'm not sure if they were mad at their own people for the lackluster PB&J.
Yep.
Because the PB&Js, by the way, might not always be eaten by the team. They have to have them just in case. I don't think they have like a just in case there's an hour and 10-minute delay at halftime supply of food. You know, I'm not 100% sure that's something you think about. But withstanding that, then coming out on the other side, building upon your lead, continuing to dominate, and definitely cover an alternate spread at -9.5 for somebody that maybe bet on that and made good money. This Bills team is a fucking wagon. It is awesome to watch. It's great to see the patience with McDermott and Bean that the ownership had to build that team. They empowered Josh Allen. They paid Josh Allen. They still have the ability to pay people around them. The defense hunts. They got like 6 D linemen that all eat down there.
Yeah.
I mean, good for the Bills. It seems like they're doing it right, too.
2 years ago, the defense carried the team. Last year, the offense carried the team. And now it seems like they're all on the same page. And they went against, which is now the worst defense in the history of the NFL statistically.
Okay, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to have to figure it out. And it's fascinating that maybe they don't. You know, I think for the last couple years with the Kansas City Chiefs, any issues that they would have, we would say, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. That's normally revolving around potentially the offensive side, not necessarily the defensive side. That if you think about how awesome the offense normally is, the defense doesn't get as much shine because I think everybody goes, hey, you're the defense for the team that could score whenever they want. Now, I don't think Tyrann Mathieu like that. I don't think Stone Cold Chris Jones like that. I don't think that the leaders in that group that went on to win a Super Bowl like that, they took some onus on themselves. But also, I think an issue with the Chiefs is they said that they've been facing coverages that nobody else has faced for the last couple weeks. And if it's anything like what the Buffalo Bills did, I think the Bills just rushed 4 and then obviously dropped 7 into coverage, or rushed 3 and then even dropped 8 into coverage. That was exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers did to the Buffalo Bills week 1. I wonder, we live in a copycat league, if the Buffalo Bills offense views itself pretty similarly to the Chiefs offense and they go, hey, this thing killed us. Imagine if we do this to the Chiefs. Is that the blueprint to stop the Chiefs? E. Clunan says, Buffalo Bills are the best team in football and will win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen is the best player in football and will win MVP. He will stack stats the next few months and Bills will finish 15-2. Bye week, 3 wins, Lombardi Trophy, hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. Bills Mafia is rolling. Bills Mafia is digging the Bildos out of the bottom of the closet and getting them ready for the rough. Bills Mafia should be feeling exactly how they should be feeling right now. That team is a fucking wagon. Did they peak too early? Who knows? Who cares? They can't control that. I'm excited to see how much better they can get with at least 12 more games under their system. What a team, what a watch, what a game last night for Buffalo.
I mean, I don't think this is too much of an overreaction. You could, if that played out and that happened and then the Bills do this and Josh Allen becomes MVP and they win it all, like, okay, yeah, we could have. It's not a crazy take. We understand it's early in the year to think that, but it was also good to see Dawson Knox scored that long touchdown, too, in the game.
Yeah, hey, come on, Knox. Hey! Josh Allen, his first year, great athlete. This kid probably not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Second year, great athlete, getting a little bit better at quarterback in the NFL. Third year, holy shit. Who taught you how to play quarterback in the NFL with your incredible athleticism? We find out that they put lasers on him, and he actually didn't have his arm and his hip timed up together. For golfers, his hands were in front of the club or whatever the case was. So he was literally making these 70-yard throws, 75-yard throws with just his arm, just a flick. They were able to dial it in, get his entire body in tune. That made him more accurate. They bring in Stephon Diggs. Now he's incredibly paid. He's a weapon. He's running ISOs, he's running powers, he's throwing the ball deep. He's a stud. Who would have guessed it that first year where he was jumping over people, almost getting helmets to the balls, and that was the most electrifying thing because he couldn't complete a pass. Josh Allen is an absolutely beautiful picture of patience, letting somebody develop, and a team believing in him, and I hope it pays off because I don't know if that's going to be something that a lot of teams will be able to do in the future.
What, don't you think he has unique arm talent that doesn't come around very often, and also his athleticism? Like, he jumped over another dude yesterday to convert a big third down, I feel like. So the guy is just it was a great draft pick, and I feel like early on they weren't really sure, like, oh, this guy's ceiling is off the charts. Like, he could be unbelievable. We're not really sure if we can hone it in, if we can dial it back a little bit. You guys, Steelers guys, what was it Neil O'Donnell, monster arm, right? Everyone always talks about how powerful his arm was. And then I don't know if they felt like he could hone it in and dial it in to have the touch passes as well as those deep balls.
I don't know if Neil O'Donnell, who threw 14 interceptions in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys, is a name that Steelers fans would
like to hear.
Strong
arm, though. Very strong arm.
There's a lot of people that think that particular Irishman
was paid off.
Really?
Pittsburgh. I mean, that's just Pittsburgh. Neil O'Donnell does not deserve
He threw the game. He's throwing it to Larry Brown.
Twice.
I'm just saying, I don't know if Neil O'Donnell knows this, but this is how some Yinzers, not all Yinzers, but some Yinzers absolutely view him. So you tying in Neil O'Donnell to this conversation, quite a fascinating move by the Toxic Hawk, but
I had no idea how many interceptions he may have thrown in the Super Bowl. Sorry.
Twice.
What year was that?
95, I believe.
Yeah, it was a big one because it's Cowboys Steelers, I think.
I wore one of those little kid costumes they make, football player costumes, just the generic ones, to school one time. It happened to have Neil O'Donnell's number on it, was a Steelers uniform. I got booed by the class.
But our particular school district doesn't play those fucking games, though. You know what I mean? Like, even in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, we know, like, hey, we ain't with the shits, pal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Nick had to learn that lesson early. And that's probably why Nick is the way he is, now that I think about it. But that was a real thing because Neil O'Donnell. And, by the way, thanks for all the great times, too, Neil. I saw my dad happy because of the things that you did. Just so happens to be the most miserable he was also because of you. And I want to let you know, Neil, I've been in that position. You should see how they view me in West Virginia, dude. It is not great, Neil. It's not fantastic. But anyways, yeah, Josh became very, very, very good. And I'm incredibly happy for him. Incredibly happy for him. He is a tight end, though. Like, he is built like a tight end.
Huge.
He is a monster, and he hit a golf ball down at that Top Golf thing. Not good enough to win the thing. He actually came in second or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But he tried to hit a golf ball out of that Top Golf. Massive athlete. Excited for him.